Welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans, to the much anticipated, much awaited Town Hall 13 Gem to Max videos. That's right, you guys, it is happening. Town Hall 13 is upon us, and this account is going all the way until everything is as far as we can upgrade it. Now, luckily for me and for you, today's episode is sponsored by Opinion Outpost. It is an easy way to make extra money, and just like the name sounds, you get paid for sharing your opinion. So many players already using Opinion Outpost, and I have checked it out. The rewards, exactly what you want. You've got PayPal, iTunes, Amazon, great ways to get ready for Christmas or for Town Hall 13. Just click on the link in the description to start earning money, and thank you again to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this video. And as you can see, we are underway. The special offers are everywhere, and I am a sucker for a good deal. Pretty much not going to pass any of these up. So now here's the thing. I will tell you guys right up front. You'll notice that I had a 250,000, yes, 250,000 gems, hundreds of magic items, and now these packages. And I did not do any calculations on how to most efficiently achieve this goal. Okay, I'll admit that right up front. Unfortunately, what you're going to see today is not necessarily the best usage of runes, books, packages, hammers, metals, and all those things. Yeah, this was kind of like by the seat of my pants gemming. We just went for it. Now, I wasn't completely ridiculous, and we did do some juggling trying to empty storages before we used the next rune, which always makes a lot of sense. But first, we went ahead and loaded up on this stuff just because I knew that most of it would eventually get used. And also remember, as of tomorrow, I will be bugging Supercell for Town Hall 14. Okay, not really, but you know, it's coming. It's just a matter of time. I've heard from a little bird that 2020 is going to be an incredible year for Clash of Clans updates, and I'm not just saying that. I have honestly been told to expect amazing things in 2020, so I am hyped, I am ready, I am excited, and I have no doubt that whatever leftover packages or gems or books that I have, they're going to get put to good use sometime in the next year or so. All right, so let's just know that that's going to happen. And I'm also a big 1 gem donation kind of guy for Tribe. I try to donate at least 100,000 troops every season, and it's all done with 1 gem per troop. So yeah, that adds up, even though it's cheap with the gold pass. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We've picked up all of the special offers. We've got last season's gold pass loot, and we have 250,000 gems. Here we are, Town Hall 12. There are all the magic items that are ready to go. Now, again, I didn't really calculate this, and at the end of the video, you'll notice that I did screw up a little bit. Actually, I've screwed up several times. Notice I have 74 books of heroes. There's only something like 40 levels of heroes to go, so I'm ready. The only thing I'm really going to be severely short on is walls. Okay, by the time we get down to the walls, I'm going to be really short on loot and not nearly enough wall rings, but I promised we would go to max, and that is exactly what is going to happen. All right, so starting with Town Hall 12 to 13, and also I want to let you know that all of this was done live on Facebook Gaming. If you want to see the unabridged version, every single click, every single moment of the upgrades, the video is on demand on Facebook Gaming. This here is going to be the synopsis, the abridged version, the Cliff's Notes to upgrading to max on this account. Now, we use the Book of Building right away, but then we remembered that there's many upgrades that we read about that are going to be like 18 days. And with a limited number of Book of Buildings, I think that I had something like another 10 or 20 buildings that I wasn't going to have enough books for, because remember, even bombs and mines require a book or can use a book, and there were just, oh man, there's so many items that need to be upgraded in this update. If you want a complete spreadsheet list, I know I sound like an advertisement for Itsu's channel, but check out Itsu's English channel on YouTube. He goes into incredible detail about what to upgrade for how much and what are priorities. You can also see my video that I put out yesterday, but Itsu actually has a spreadsheet that will list every single upgrade in the whole darn village. So, like I said, there are orders to what you should be doing first, and I didn't really follow those in this video. specifically because I knew I was going all the way to max in one video, and it didn't really matter, you know, do the Royal Champion first, worry about the lab and that sort of thing, the clan castle. Yes, obviously, and again, that's in yesterday's video, but this stuff is just going to get slammed all together, and by the end of these 2 videos, I'm warning you right now, it is going to take 2 videos to get this done, because there was a ton to do. But we will get it done, and we will be completely maxed out. And then I'll show you some epic replays of me on offense and, of course, on defense. We'll see what a maxed out 13 can do to a maxed out 12 in Legend League, and see what the best a maxed out 12 could do to a very unusual and maxed out Town Hall 13 base. And of course, stop by the live streams if you want to get in on a stream clan and attack this base, or be attacked by a maxed out Town Hall 13. In the meantime, level 5 Giga Inferno, and we have come to an agreement. Myself and Darian discussed this on Twitter, you might have seen it. Darian agrees to this wording. The Giga Inferno is the Town Hall 13 signature defense, but the Scattershot is Town Hall 13's signature defense. So if you can get the semantics on that one, the wording, technically he's saying it's the signature defense of the Town Hall building itself. All right, not the whole Town Hall. Okay, here we go. This is it. Royal Champion. Town Hall 13 pack shows up, and holy cow, $50. Now, I was a bit surprised, to be honest, that the Town Hall 13 pack was $50. But it is 5 levels of the Royal Champion. That's 25% of the way there. So obviously, this was something we were going to pick up right away. It is a great value. 5 times the value. I didn't do the math. I apologize. Again, maybe Itsu can help you out with that on which packages are best and which aren't. Generally, I just look at the number and go, okay, I'm buying it. Let's just be honest. Okay, so there it is. And now we're going to put the Scattershot down that came with the package as well. And as long as we're here, we have to get things right. We got to get everything down. So for another 12 million, the other Scattershot goes down. And remember also, I am running season pass discounts, so all of these prices are discounted based upon the gold pass being maxed out. So that's why everything is kind of like weird costs and not round numbers. It's specifically because of that. Okay, so the Scattershot level 1 going in, and now again, I didn't have enough books to book everything. I had to spend gems for some and books for others. Mostly I was just saying, you know, if it's over like 12 days, I'll try to use a book, and if it's shorter than 12 days or so, I'll definitely just use the gems. And for the most part that worked out, but again, that would be different for every single player based upon how many books you have. Things like bombs and mines took fewer days to upgrade, and then obviously big things like the Eagle, the Expos, the Inferno Towers took an incredible amount of time to upgrade, and they will, because remember, I've got another Town Hall 12 Max that is going to Town Hall 13 this week. Okay, we'll do that again live on Facebook Gaming, and it will become a video. That is the Gem Farm Fix Max That Rush account that is going to 13 and is going to be semi-farmed. When I say semi-farmed, we're not going full free to play because it literally would take a year or more. We might run into Town Hall 14 before I got there, but we'll buy some packages along the way. We won't outright buy resources. That's kind of the main thing, is we will not be spending gems directly to purchase resources like you're about to see in today's episode. Okay, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen a lot, I promise you. As you can see, we've only spent like 15,000 gems so far out of 250,000, still at 235,000 gems. But do you want to make a guess based upon what you've seen so far? Do I have enough? Will I be left with some at the end? Will I need to buy more? We're going to go all the way to max, and yes, we're going to do the walls, and I can tell you in advance, we will end up straight out purchasing resources for gems in order to finish all of these walls and a lot of these structures as well. It's not going to be easy. You can see things starting to stack up already. Now, if you noticed, big mistake right there, Galadon quick on the draw. I hit the upgrade button and I spent like 800 something gems to finish the Grand Warden's upgrade when I had 70 plus books of heroes. Galadon I just threw 800 gems into the wind. That was a bummer. That sucked. But you know, all right, we're back. We're going to focus and we're going to try to be a little bit better about how we do this. So what I did for the next several upgrades, and I should say more like dozens of upgrades, was I tried to get the storages completely empty or as close to completely empty before using a rune and dropping in another 18 million elixir or gold. because obviously, you know, if you have 2 million left in the storages and you use a rune, you just wasted 2 million elixir. So I tried to avoid that as much as possible, and I kind of, again, screwed up a little bit. Okay, we ended up not needing as much dark elixir as I thought we would, although I will tell you this, according to Itsu's spreadsheet, in order to upgrade every single hero and troop and spell to maxed out Town Hall 13, it requires somewhere around 7 million dark elixir. Now, I thought that I was going to be pretty significantly short, but that was before we found out that we were going to be able to purchase the first 5 levels of the Royal Champion and get a ton more dark elixir in those packages that you saw at the beginning of the episode. So I did overestimate the cost, and I ended up with, you ready for this? Several runes of dark elixir left over. So what? I'm ready for 75. All right. Whenever Supercell wants to go to 75 King and Queen, it sounds more reasonable to me than 70 anyway. Let's go. I'm ready. But I promise you guys, I won't encourage them to rush. I know it's going to take most everybody a while. Okay, so all right, let's move on. And yes, working on the Warden next. He was near the top of the priority list just because of his ability. So powerful, and from 40 to 50, picking up 2 more levels of Warden Eternal Tome is going to be crazy. So that is definitely on everybody's priority list. Even in some cases before the Archer Queen, trying to get that Eternal Tome a little bit higher can make a big difference in those critical war or CWL raids. So what happened here was, again, not just straight, let's just do the Warden for 10 levels. It was do a level of the Warden and then find something else that I can upgrade to try to get me down to empty before I used another rune. And I just rinsed and repeated that as many times as I possibly could. Now, again, I didn't spend as much time as I probably could have or should have figuring out exactly how to get down to 0. But we did, finally, you'll notice, get the barracks. So technically, I was a rush to Town Hall 13. If you look back to the beginning of this video, I did go to Town Hall 13 before upgrading the barracks to level 14, so technically I was a rush to Town Hall 13. I always encourage everybody, if at all possible, to upgrade everything you can before you go, just to make that next Town Hall a little bit easier. When you start to fall behind a little bit and maybe a little bit more each and every upgrade, eventually it just becomes impossible and you're fixing that rush, and that takes a long, long time. So along the way, we did upgrade and unlock the Yeti, which is exciting. And also, by the way, if you're curious, yes, it's a bit OP. Yeti Smash, absolutely nuts. But I did expect and anticipate that because, you know, anytime there's a new unit, it's more likely to be overpowered than underpowered. Again, you could see I was juggling through the League medals, I'm juggling through the Season Pass, trying to pick up the right amounts of resources to get things down to 0 or get them to full, or sometimes I was just buying extra elixir just to try to get us down to 0. And that seemed to work a little bit until we ran out of runes, and then unfortunately it was just straight out buying elixir. But here it was, the level 50 Grand Warden, and we are well on our way to fully maxed out Town Hall 13. But that is going to have to come with tomorrow's episode. Watch for all of the final upgrades and the total cost, what we had left over, what we had to spend. Thank you as always for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You are the true Galafam members. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, be kind to people, animals, and planet. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, how does your wallet feel about all of this? It must be in pain.